Did I marry the wrong person?
This is The Truth with Pierre Power Cord. The truth. The truth. The truth. The truth. The truth. Do you want to hear the truth? Do you want to hear the truth? Do you want to hear the truth? You want to hear the truth.
Good morning, all. Today's contentious subject is going to be, did I marry the wrong person? Now, this is not intended to cause havoc between married couples. This is to make you think before you become a married couple. We often hear the phrases unequally yoked. And today we're going to dive into it and see what that actually means. Have you ever gone out with someone and it all seemed like rose petals and cherry blossoms until the day she moved in? Have you ever heard the phrase, as irritating as a dripping tap? Well, I have. Now, when I was young, I lent my ears out to some people that gave me some very bad advice. They told me things like this. Maybe you've also heard these things. People are like two magnets, and opposites attract. Let me tell you something. That is the biggest lie someone has ever told. That is not the truth. We are not magnets, unfortunately. Now, something we've got to really understand and understand well. There's some small and petty things that we can always disagree on, like types of toothpaste. You like flavored milk, I like Kool-Aid, whatever. But there are major things that I call major things that you cannot afford to disagree on, because that will make your life a living hell. So you might ask, what are those major things? Well, let's think about it. Your religion, what do you both believe? If one of you believes the complete opposite to the other, surely there's going to be a problem in the long run. Another example, family values. If you come from a family that likes beating each other up every weekend and likes getting drunk every single weekend, and you don't drink at all, you're going to run into a problem sooner or later. Not so. Maybe one of you is a party animal, likes spending the whole day at the pub. Maybe the other one likes sitting at home watching TV. Whatever it might be, those major differences eventually add up. And believe me, it can turn into an ugly thing. So if you're going to get married to somebody or go into business with someone that does not think like you, and you are a believer in God, it's going to compromise your relationship with God. Think about it. That person wants to maybe jippo the system, cook the books, and it's not something you do. It's going to compromise things. It's the same as if you get married to someone who does not have the same values as you. So what does the Bible say? Corinthians says, don't team up with those who are unbelievers. How can righteousness be a partner with wickedness? How can light live with darkness? So it makes sense. If you don't think the same, the values aren't the same, it ain't going to work. 4 Corinthians says this, what harmony is there between Christ and Belial? Or what does a believer have in common with an unbeliever? Nothing. 5 Thessalonians says this, prove all things, hold fast unto which is good. 2 Corinthians says this too, come out from them that be separate, says the Lord. Touch no unclean thing, and I will receive you. So you actually separate yourself from God when you team up with someone that doesn't believe in him at the end of the day. 7 Isaiah says this, depart, depart, go out from there. Touch no unclean thing, come out from it and be pure. You who carry the articles of the Lord's house. So you represent God. How can you team up with Satan himself, so to speak? And also 8 Corinthians says this, what agreement is there between the temple of God and idols? For we are the temple of the living God, as God has said, I will live with them and walk among them, and I will be their God, and they will be my people. And again in Corinthians, it speaks about becoming one flesh. Do you not know that he who unites himself with a prostitute is one with her body? For it is said, the two will become one flesh. But whoever is united with the Lord is one with him in spirit. Even in the beginning of the Bible, in Genesis, 10 Genesis 2 verse 24 says, "Therefore a man shall leave his father and his mother and hold fast to his wife, and they shall become one flesh." We can learn from the mistakes of others, especially in the Bible. There's good examples like Samson and Solomon. There's no point in dating someone if you don't plan on marrying them. And I've heard so many bad stories about people marrying an unbeliever. It seldom works out. Don't think you will change that person later on in life, because that really happens and only makes things worse in the long run. As we can see in the book of Kings, as Solomon grew old, his wives turned his heart after other gods, and his heart was not fully devoted to the Lord his God, as the heart of David, his father, had been. So there's an example of how things changed Saul. So I hope this has helped you. Hope there's no one going to be stoning me this afternoon, but hope you have a lucky weekend. Cheers.
This is the truth with Pure Power Chord. Truth.